I have Pastor Oscar with me from Casa del Rey Church, Assemblies of God in San Antonio, Texas. Pastor Oscar, thank you for this interview.
Glad to be here.
I have a few questions that I want to ask you as a leader and as a pastor. Who are you? How do you evaluate your year as a pastor and as a leader?
Well, every year I do a personal review, a personal evaluation. We have an evaluation that we do for our church leadership, but even before that, coming down to about November, I will sit down and analyze um, my year as pastor, as leader, and go back to goals, go back to things that we set out to do in the year, see what worked, see what hasn't worked, evaluate some of the things that need improvement, evaluate some of the things that we need to get rid of, evaluate my time management. I can just go back by looking at my daily schedule, the things that I've done throughout the year. Have I dedicated the time? Have I dedicated the resources? Have I managed my gifts, my talents, my abilities to the best in order to enhance the results that I have? So it's a personal scrutiny. It's a personal thing that sometimes hurts. When you go back and look at yourself in the mirror and see, be honest with yourself and say, what, I should have dedicated more time to that. My book reading, I set out every year to read a book per month, and sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. My family time with my wife, how much time am I dedicating to that? Because that all comes back to you as a leader. It's not just one-sided. It's multifaceted in different areas. So I look at my schedule. I look at my time, how my time has been management, and I just look at personal results. I get feedback from other people as well. About
I'm with Renette King. Renette has a master's degree in business administration. She has run for city council, city commissioner, was president of El Dorado Homeowners Association, is doing a lot for the city of San Antonio. Renette is currently fundraising for an elderly woman who lost her home through a fire. She is also a motivational speaker for women. So Renette, thank you for doing this interview with me. What is your attitude toward mistakes, and do you own up to your mistakes when you make them?
Well, I believe as human beings, mistakes are really inevitable. We want to strive for perfection and develop proficiency in whatever we're doing to try to minimize mistakes to the bare minimum. I think demanding of other people that they make zero mistakes is not realistic. I put a lot of demands on myself, but sometimes there are miscommunications, misunderstandings, there's some unspoken expectations, and so sometimes mistakes happen because of that. And if I realize that I've made a mistake, I own up to it and I apologize. So I think we all need to have a very teachable attitude, and that makes for better human relations.
Right. What do you want your legacy to be?
I want my legacy to be one of loyalty, one of compassion, one of understanding, and one of community service.
Leah is a youth pastor, currently a youth pastor. She was a youth leader at her parents' church, a girls' ministries director, a small group leader with Youth for Christ City Life, and is currently a traffic director at Salem Media Group San Antonio, which is a cluster of radio stations here in San Antonio. Leah, thank you for doing this interview with me. Leah, what is your true passion?
My true passion is seeing people come to know Christ, seeing people realize who He is and what He can do in their lives is what I enjoy doing. I really like walking alongside people as they try to navigate through their lives and trying to match that up with God's word and what God's word said. So